Today on the list, save money on your family budget, make a creamy soup for any season, and how your diet can directly affect your muscles.
There's an exercise component, and then there's the nutrition component.
Plus,
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
saying goodbye to an iconic Pokemon character.
Doing this job is really the greatest gift anybody's ever given me.
But up first, 2 life-saving techniques you can learn. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey guys, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes. When Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest on a Monday Night Football game earlier this month, the impact of that moment reached far beyond the game.
Yeah, it also sparked an interest in the procedures medical personnel used to save his life.
So we're showing you the very basics of CPR and AED, 2 techniques used by rescuers on the field to save Hamlin and that could help you save someone's life. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
During cardiac arrest, the heart's electrical system malfunctions.
How important is time?
If you can start CPR in about 4 minutes or less, then that person has a good chance of survival.
Phoenix firefighter and paramedic Roy Rogers brought this dummy to show us how to perform 2 life-saving procedures, CPR and AEDs.
So what does CPR even stand for?
Cardio, which represents your heart, pulmonary, which represents your lungs, and resuscitation is what you're going to do anytime the heart or lungs aren't working.
When someone's unresponsive, perform CPR until the ambulance arrives. CPR forces the heart to pump blood through the body to the brain and to vital organs until that person gets to the hospital.
So CPR, you're actually pushing down on the chest, squeezing that heart, and you're pumping that oxygenated blood that's in the body to the rest of the body, those vital organs.
So you're circulating it for the heart because it's not doing it itself.
If an AED's nearby, use that too.
What does AED stand for?
Automatic external defibrillator. So it's an electric portable device that reads a person's heart rhythm.
During cardiac arrest, your heart stops beating, or it beats so fast and out of whack that it can't pump blood effectively. An AED may shock it back into a normal rhythm.
The AED is looking for a rhythm that's really fast that can't sustain life. So over 160 beats per minute, it can deliver a shock and then it can reverse that hopefully.
Here's how you perform CPR.
You want to get the patient down to a hard-formed surface.
Okay.
You're going to kneel down by their side. You're going to interlock your hands on the lower part of the breastbone. You're going to just push hard and fast at a rate of about 100 compressions a minute.
Now, everyone knows
like
that scene from The Office.
Staying alive, staying alive.
It's kind of like they made fun of it, but it really highlighted something that people could use.
So,
They made that skit.
Staying alive, that's
Don't
real.
say it out loud, though. Sing it in your head.
If there's an AED nearby, use that next.
So we'll just turn it on, which is the first thing you do.
Okay.
We're gonna want to unzip his shirt.
This guy needs to get some sun.
Right in there.
Pictures right there on the AED's pad show you where to put them.
So that doesn't really look over the heart. It's almost like flanking the heart on both sides.
Yeah, it sends the jewels from the top of the heart down to the bottom of the heart.
The machine talks you right through it all.
So we would stop doing CPR at this time.
Shock advised. Stay clear of patient. Deliver shock now. Press the R shock delivered.
Oh, I didn't see the big kaboom thing that you
No
always
big
see.
That's the Hollywood show.
That's the Hollywood stuff where they kind of do that convulsion.
Yeah.
Okay, but that actually sent a charge through this guy?
Yes, absolutely.
Contact your local Red Cross or the American Heart Association to find classes near you. Life-saving techniques are at the top of the list.
We all know one of our body's biggest challenges is time, but here's where we give muscles a shout out. Yeah, according to doctors, if we keep them strong, they'll keep us strong. So here are a few simple ways we can maintain optimal muscle health.
Most of us may think everything in our bodies age rapidly over time, even our muscles.
Skeletal muscle will atrophy over time.
Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, a specialist in muscle-centric medicine, says there are simple ways to keep your muscles young and healthy. And it starts with our cells.
We have to understand that the powerhouses of the cell and that cellular energy decreases as we age. We have to think about ways that we can move the needle for people that doesn't necessarily require them to do much.
She says our cells need to be fed and energized. She says maintaining that can basically slow down the hands of time with simple steps.
So there's exercise component, and then there's the nutrition component. And oftentimes when you think about muscle health, you have to think about dietary protein.
So let's break it down. Dr. Lyon says as we age, we can actually spend less time working out, do shorter but more rigorous interval training.
That would be short bouts of sprints followed by recovery. I typically recommend 3 to 4 days of resistance exercise a week.
She says these workouts may also prevent any future serious medical conditions.
When we think about diabetes, heart disease, and insulin resistance, high-intensity interval training improves these outcomes.
Next, nutrition. She says protein is pivotal in maintaining muscle health, but the key is in the quality.
I recommend high-quality, nutrient-dense proteins, and those are typically animal-based proteins, and that would be beef, chicken, eggs, dairy, whey protein. These things are really critical to muscle health. When you eat for muscle health, everything else falls into line.
So what's the right amount? She says 30 to 50 grams twice a day, once in the morning, and then again at night.
All the other amino acid needs, which is simply the compounds of the protein, fall into place. It's really, really critical for aging and overall wellness, blood sugar regulation, you name it.
Finally, she says optimal muscle health calls for quality supplements that target cell purification, like urolithin A that you may not get from food alone.
This compound cannot be found in fruits and vegetables. This is what's so unique. So we know a lot about nutrition, but there's a lot of things that we don't know. And when it comes to optimal health, this gut microbiome interface is really, really critical.
She suggests talking to your doctor about your concerns, and they may be able to test for what your body may be lacking.
This is where supplementation is really, really important, because when you supplement, you're getting it. It shows up in the bloodstream.
She recommends to keep the regimen simple, focused, and be consistent.
Because again, muscle is the organ of longevity.
You can check out these and more nutritional tips at timelinenutrition.com or on our Facebook page, The List Show TV. Get ready to flex those healthy, strong muscles at any age.
When people think of the subscriptions that are part of their monthly output, they usually think of things like Netflix and Disney Plus. But there are also car washes, gym memberships, even magazine subscriptions that still arrive in the mail, and you're probably not using them all. So Hattie D. Jamal is showing us how to do a subscription audit.
The rise of streaming promised cutting the cord and saving some cash. But fast forward several years later, and
on average, families are spending $273 per month in subscription services.
Attorney and financial expert Amy Wilburn of Lincoln Goldfinch Law in Austin, Texas, has a list of ways we can save money with a subscription audit. And we'll start with the heavy lifting, pulling a year's worth of bank statements.
If you go back a full year, then you'll probably catch everything that you're spending money on. My Amazon Prime subscription comes out every October, and it sneaks up on me every time.
While gathering that many bank records can be a pain, Amy has a shortcut.
Download it into a spreadsheet. You can use that spreadsheet and sort it by who's getting paid, and then you can kind of look at big swaths of payees that you're sending money to and know what you need to eliminate.
Next up, turn Netflix's da-dum into cha-ching by opting for an ad-supported streaming. Same with Disney Plus and Hulu as well.
You can save over $100 a year by going ad-supported streaming.
Netflix charges about $7, while Disney Plus and Hulu with ads will set you back about $8 a month each. But Amy has a hack to make those ads fly by.
Challenge each other to sit-up races or push-up races or race to see how much we can get done during those 2 to 3 minutes of ads.
You may also qualify to get one of the services for free with your cell phone plan. AT&T offers HBO Max with any unlimited plan, while some T-Mobile plans offer an entire year of Amazon Prime. We'll wrap by not getting soaked by those hidden subscriptions many of us forget about, like the car wash subscription.
Rather than having that membership, call on your local teenager to say, hey, on the 3rd day of every month, can you come over and wash my car? I'll pay you $20.
And those massage club memberships that don't often get used.
Maybe there's a massage school near you that offers massages at a reduced rate. It won't be a subscription service, but you can get the same service probably for cheaper and really only when you need or want it.
zapping those monthly money pits with a subscription audit.
Still to come on the list. Skip the takeout and make an easy soup at home.
It's so good.
Isn't that good?
That's awesome. Yeah.
And why TikTok is the place for your horoscope.
I've got the answer for each rising sign.
Plus, how Ash Ketchum taught us to be better.
Through Ash, I was able to find the fun.
All that and more ahead on the list.
Welcome back. And KG, if you haven't noticed, it is cold out there. I can't feel my extremities.
It is so cold, but one sure cure for that, a hot bowl of steaming soup.
Right, and if you're looking to soup up your soup, one of our favorite chefs has graciously agreed to share some cream soups to keep you warm all winter long.
You probably wouldn't think cream soups would be trending this year, but social media has a way of making what's old new again.
Something that I want to show you today is a real technique for making cream soup. I want to pull people away from recipes, get them into techniques.
Chef Jean-Paul Hutchins, corporate chef for FB Group Solutions, is dishing out the technique for making cream of anything soup better and easier. He's going to do this by making a cream of mushroom. Let's start with the foundation.
At the end of the day, really what we're doing is we're making tea. Tea. Yeah, so we're going to take the mushrooms and some flavorful vegetables and stuff like that, and we're going to put them in liquid. We're going to extract the flavor out of it. The thing I want everybody to realize is everything we're doing is going to be exactly the same. The only difference is the ingredients. So we're going to start with butter.
In a pot, stir in 2 ounces of butter. And Chef John Paul stresses that we measure.
By weight, by weight, by weight. Not by volume, all right? Because 2 ounces in a measuring cup does not weigh 2 ounces.
Once it's translucent, add salt. Then you'll add the aromatics.
What's an aromat?
An aromat is something that adds a foundational flavor. Okay. So if I just did the mushrooms would taste good. But if I add a little bit of onion and celery, a little bit of bitterness and a little bit of sweetness, it kind of adds a stereo effect.
Then you'll add the main named ingredient. In this case, it's mushrooms. Let them reduce down, and once reduced, it's time to create a roux.
Well, roux is flour and fat. It's equal amounts.
Before you add the flour, pour in a couple ounces of sherry.
Typically, when I add booze to something, you want to cook it off. But the last thing we do after we add the cream is we're going to take our thumb and we're going to put a little bit of a drizzle of the sherry in, and it's going to pull all that sherry back to the top again.
Then add 2 ounces of flour and chicken stock.
Then all we're going to do is mix this to make sure everybody's playing together.
Let it thicken in the pot for about 20 minutes. Then blend and strain the mixture.
We're going to puree this stuff up and we're going to strain the solids out.
Then pour it into a strainer over a pot. Using a ladle, press the liquid through the strainer, leaving the solids behind. Then it's time to mix in the cream and top it off.
It's going to lighten it, of course, but oh yeah.
Sprinkle a few more drops of that sherry in, stir it up.
That's pretty.
That looks like money.
And then finish it with whipped cream.
We think of whipped cream as sweet, but this is just unsweetened whipped cream. As it goes out, of course, the whipped cream is going to melt and it's going to spread out, and it's just, you're going to fold it through. Beautiful.
We're kicking off the year with the technique for cream of anything soup.
TikTok has become a great source of info about many things, including astrology. So if you've ever wanted to learn more about the zodiac signs, well, Teresa Strasser has some TikTok accounts with some serious star power. Hey, Teresa.
Thank you. With more than 40 million likes combined, these 3 astrology TikTok accounts are using the stars to help guide us. Coming in at number 1, Amy Demure.
Each sign will have to let go of something and make a major change in order to usher in a powerful and positive new beginning.
Amy breaks down what's happening monthly with each sign.
It's about to get a whole lot better for Aquarius and Capricorn placements.
And she goes over any big event coming up that may affect your sign.
This eclipse is going to propel you into the life that you're meant to be living, and it may be a bit of a huge shock in your life because it's going to initiate such a massive change.
What might be a huge shock, nearly 70 million Americans read their horoscopes daily, and now they can watch it. As with number 2, Inner Worlds Astrology.
Mars will be retrograde from October 30th until January 13th of next year. Where will you feel the exhaustion, and what should you do about it? I've got the answer for each rising sign.
Evan Grimm helps us navigate life through all its changes.
You're gonna have to be real strategic over the next few months because Saturn is about to station direct while Mars stations retrograde. In simple terms, this means we're gonna have a better sense of our long-term goals but won't have as much energy to meet our immediate needs.
He even takes a look into the future.
Everything about our world will change in 2026. We are shifting from an era of earth and water to fire and air. Uranus will be in Gemini, Pluto will be in Aquarius, and Saturn and Neptune will be in Aries.
Last on our list of astrology-themed TikTok channels, Astro Star 4.
Do you ever wonder who the laziest signs in the zodiac are? Well, it has a lot to do with, I'm going to say Saturn.
Carol Star not only helps you understand your sign, but even helps in the romance department.
I'm going to start with Aquarius. It's not that they don't fall in love, but they have so many things going on in their life, it sometimes just is not top priority.
She teaches us about ourselves and how we relate to others.
The most unforgiving 4 signs, and it's their moon signs on the zodiac. These are the ones that people that take things seriously can't let them go, and sometimes hold a grudge, and just sometimes are just super upset about what happened. And we're going to start with Virgos.
And of course, we were just about to show the part describing how Geminis are the best. Those were a few astrology-themed channels taking over TikTok. More to come on the list. Stay with us.
We're back, and on today's watch list, after 25 years on the hit show Pokemon, the beloved animated character Ash Ketchum and his Pokemon Pikachu have ended their run. Jackie Denker sat down with the voice of Ash, who tells us how playing him changed her life.
The Japanese hit animated series Pokemon, a franchise owned by Nintendo, was born 25 years ago. Dozens of characters have won battles and the hearts of fans worldwide. Ash Ketchum was one of them.
He's so sweet. He's a good dude.
Starting this year, the series is launching without Ash.
It can't be!
And no one is sadder about that departure than the woman who has voiced the character for almost 2 decades.
Sorry!
Actress Sarah Natochenny.
Of course, I'm sad as a lifelong fan of Pokemon. I'm very sad to see Ash go, but we have 25 seasons of show that we can revisit beyond our lifetimes.
Don't worry.
A show Sarah says changed her life.
These were the most amazing years of my life. Doing this job is really the greatest gift anybody's ever given me. It forced me to really look inside myself and realize that there is that person. And through Ash, I was able to find that and find the fun. And now I just have fun all the time. You can't stop me.
Sarah says there are a lot of takeaways she'll treasure too. Characteristics she hopes fans across the globe will take with them as well. For one, she says he was competitive but kind.
You don't have to be like this fists up, get down kind of person to compete and compete well. You don't have to be that.
And all I want to do is be good enough for you so we can battle side by side as a team.
Next, she says he was always there to lift up and encourage others.
He never steps on anybody to get to the top. He's a team player and he's very kind to his Pokemon. When he talks to Pikachu and he's like, "You did a good job, buddy. Now get a good rest."
Finally, she says she was so thankful to morph into a character who was such a positive spirit.
He's a good guy. He's not making fun of anybody. He's not being negative. I think that's a really good lesson for people.
All right, good. Now we're not gonna quit.
Sarah says it may be the end of Ash on TV, but he will always walk alongside her like her very own Pokemon.
Be happy, old friend.
To quote the original theme song, like, be the best, the very best, like no one ever was. And then I would add to that, do it with love, do it with kindness, do it with grace.
Play on, play hard, and play nice till the end on the watch list.
Take care.
We'll miss you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's time for what's last on our list, and KG cars are, of course, the second biggest purchase most people make in their lives. And when the pandemic basically broke the global supply chain, it really hammered home just how many supposedly domestic cars are really not built here at home.
Yeah, and that's actually tough to figure out because there are parts and assembly, sure, but there are other factors like research and development and where the company headquarters are located.
Okay, it's super confusing, but every year the American University releases its Made in America Auto Index, and look at this key finding that foreign manufacturers such as VW, Toyota, Hyundai, Kia, and Honda all increased their U.S. content, while GM, Ford, and Stellantic, that's the artist formerly known as Chrysler, presented drops in domestic sourcing.
So interesting. Okay, so what was the most made in America car in 2022? The Lincoln Corsair, and Corsair Hybrid come in at number 1 with 72% of its components made here in the U.S. or Canada, because they lump Canada in with the United States for some reason.
I have no idea. Maybe they're hockey fans.
Maybe.
Tesla's Model 3 long range is number 2 at 65%.
And Chevrolet's Corvette Stingray is in 3rd place at 62%.
And if those percentages seem low, remember that this is nothing new. The expert behind this list, a guy named Frank Dubois, is quoted on USALovelist.com saying that the last car that was 100% made in the USA might have been the Model T.
Oh my goodness, that was a while ago. I'll bet it didn't even have cup holders and you had to roll down the window like this, remember? Back in the day?
Good exercise.
Friends, that's what's last on our list. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Tomorrow on the list, everything you need to know about Botox.
Botox is just a protein derived from botulism toxin, which sounds really scary.
Plus, why sharing a meal is a must.
Just having different things to share definitely makes it more intimate for sure.
And the importance of saying no to your kids.
It is basically how you teach your kids about body safety, body autonomy, and consent.
Tomorrow on the list.